Hey guys, this is Phantom doing something slightly different today, which will hopefully also give you a better impression as to what kind of videos you can expect on my channel going forward. I've been a hobbyist 3D artist since the late 90s and been part of a few online 3D art communities in the early to late 2000s. However, when the hobbyist interest among the online community seemed to die off in the late 2000s, I shifted my hobby back primarily to gaming. Since then I've only done a few unfinished models, but perhaps it's time to get back to it. So I got this idea to integrate 3D modeling into my gaming videos. Elite Dangerous is kind of perfect for this with the way the game is constantly changing with ongoing updates. There's a lot to speculate on, especially in regards to spaceship interiors. Just don't expect super detailed CGI and animations. All this kind of stuff takes a lot of time to do, which is why you don't really see that many 3D artists on YouTube, outside of stuff like tutorials, portfolios, and just random cool stuff. This is Cinema 4D, it's the software I use to create my models and different animated intros. The schematics that you see in the different viewports are the top, side and rear views of the actual in-game models. The models were extracted by another fan quite some time ago and rendered in proper scale with a background grid that illustrates the actual sizes. The large grid lines represent 10 meters and the smaller grid lines represent 1 meter. By the way, most if not all of these models are the load screen versions of the ships, as some of them are missing a lot of details. Just look at something like the Sidewinder, Cobra and Viper. You will clearly see a lot of missing panels and details that can otherwise be seen very clearly when messing around in the outfitting menu in-game. Using these schematics, I've been doing a lot of mock-up models of the internal compartments, cargo racks, cargo hatch and of course the fighter bay, just to see how much space they take up inside the ships. Which brings us to the discussion as to why certain ships can't fit a fighter bay despite being large enough in size. I think a lot of people are forgetting that there has to be room for everything else. I'm talking about things that have dedicated rooms assigned to them and do not use internal compartments. Things like the power plant, frameshift drive, power distributor, the fuel tank and so on. Also, don't forget that the weapons retract into the hull, taking up further internal space. And then there's all the stuff that's not listed at all. What about the area around the heat vents? What about the area around each thruster? What about living space? And most importantly, what about the corridors that link all of these things together? Trust me guys, when it comes to ship interiors, making 3D models is not rocket science. It's also not 5-dimensional space where the inside can be bigger than the outside. It simply requires a lot of time and planning ahead. Like Doc Brown said in Back to the Future 3, you're just not thinking 4th dimensionally. The interiors will exist in the future. Anyway, one last thing on 3D models before I go. If you haven't seen it already, go check out Matt Ricardo's new ship comparison video. He has extracted the ship models from the game, once again, and lined them up to give you a good impression of the scale between them. That's it for now, thanks for watching and talk to you next time.